Hello and welcome to PowerPoint Advanced. This class is the perfect introduction to Microsoft PowerPoint. In this class, we're going through the installation process of PowerPoint. We're getting started with it. We're going through the preset templates that it provides us with. We're creating our first ever presentation, having our first impression with the software, adding slides, managing slides, renaming them, deleting them. The different types of slides that we have in the software, we're going through them, we're talking about them. We're adding text, we're working with text, and all those basic parts of the software we're going to cover. In this class, we are going through all those semi-pro kind of parts of Microsoft PowerPoint. We're inserting things, inserting pictures, shapes, tables, charts, SmartArts, videos, audios. We are going through animations, transitions, the differences between them, how they work, what they do. We are going through all the advanced and professional parts of Microsoft PowerPoint, such as drawing tools in Microsoft PowerPoint, mathematics in Microsoft PowerPoint, symbols, equations, and presentation tips. The most important part, how to present like a pro. After you created your presentation, how to actually present it. What tools does the software provide it with? All of these are going to be covered in this very class that we're in. And in this class, I, Nima Ghasemi, am your instructor. Also mentionable that just like any other classes that I have ever had, this class is also a part of the Takeoff College, the smartest alternative currently available to the traditional education. I'm very excited to get started, so with no further explanations, let's go. Hey everyone, we are getting started with the Microsoft PowerPoint. So, what is PowerPoint? PowerPoint is a presentation program developed by Microsoft. It was first released in 1987, about 37 years ago today, and we can say it is one of the most popular and most used presentation softwares available out there. As you see here, you can have a definition to what presentation programs are and what they do. And another important point to mention is that PowerPoint is a component to Microsoft Office today. So it is again like Microsoft Word or Microsoft Excel and other same softwares that we have courses for inside the Takeoff College. They all are children to the Microsoft Office family, which we've talked about before. And as I have said, contains Word, Excel, and PowerPoint as its core softwares, and is a complete Office suite available for people's and employees' daily use of computer softwares. In order to get Microsoft PowerPoint, you can always come to the official Microsoft website. And as you see, here we have a sign up for free option or sign in. You also can see the plans and pricing. And as you see today, we can have it for free. It also has a Microsoft 365 Personal with a yearly subscription or a family option. It also offers plans for businesses. And as you see, here is the perfect place to come if you are looking for installing PowerPoint the best way and the correct way and the legal way, so you can come to Microsoft.com and get it. The installation process is very easy actually. It doesn't have that much difficulty. This is why we skipped that part and we get straight into where you have the software installed on your computer, and you can just open it up and get started working with it and getting to know it. So by double clicking, as you see, I can have it opened. This is what we get whenever we open the software up. If you have an appropriate internet connection, you also may be facing all these white things we have over here as those prepared templates, those preset and pre-designed templates that you can use in order to get started with. Here we have a blank presentation in the new part, in the new section that we can choose to get started with. Here, as you see, we have a recent tab which is showing us the previous designs that we've been working on, we've been using and editing. And by clicking any of them inside this list, you can get directly to your work. So skip any other parts and open it up. Here we also have new and open, as you see, and here we have options, which is important, and I want to mention it. By clicking on options in the general tab in Office theme part, as you see, there's plenty of options. You may be facing something different with what I'm facing right now, You may be facing something like this, especially if you're using a dark mode device, or you may be facing something like this, There's not much difference, we can say, in them, but it's all about colors, and you may not be comfortable with having a different thing than what I'm having. So in order to experience the same things that we are experiencing in this course, you can get over to your PowerPoint options and change your Office theme to colorful in order to be using the exact same settings that I am, and in order to make your software look just like how mine does. Okay, in order to start a new presentation inside Microsoft PowerPoint, so when I'm saying presentation, I'm talking about the projects we have here. The projects that we have in PowerPoint, we call them presentations. So you can do that. You can create a new one by clicking this blank presentation option. As you see, this is giving me this Camtasia thing, which is about my recorders. I'm sorry about that. But what you will get after doing that is something like this. So by clicking on blank presentation, this is what you get. So this is the overall interface of Microsoft PowerPoint. This is how it looks like. And this is the dashboard that we are going to be working with in this entire course. So as you see here, we have a slide. This is what we call them. So this is one slide. Here you can also see that we have selected the first style of us. We can click to add title or add subtitle, as you see over here. Here we have, just like any other Microsoft software, we have plenty of settings. We have tabs, which are very important, and we are going to be using them a lot. And this is the overall look that we get. Before anything, I want to mention a couple very important points inside the software, which are accessibility points. Over here, we have a toolbar, or whatever you may call it, as you see, with plenty of options and plenty of settings that we can work with. Here, we have navigation options, which one of the most important ones is zoom, as you see. We have this zoom bar over here, which we can use in order to zoom in or zoom out. We also have these two little buttons, the plus and the minus, which will help us zoom in and zoom out inside our project. We also have this number, which we can manipulate in order to get the exact kind of zoom that we are seeking. We also have multiple viewing options. This normal, which I am currently in, is for the times that I'm editing, I'm creating, I'm building. And we have slide sorter, which will show my entire project in this kind of a look for me. So all these slides will be listed in the same size or something like that. I can navigate through them. We have reading view, which we also had in Microsoft Word, if you remember. And we have the most important one, slideshow, which is about when we are going to present our presentation. We are also going to go through that completely. But for now, in order to exit this presentation view, I just need to right click and click End Show. We have notes, comments. We also have language over here and the total number of our slides and the slide that we are currently inside. We can see all of them through here. So, the first thing you need to know about Microsoft PowerPoint is how you can add these items, that we call them slides, into your project. So this is very important because we always need to add new slides. One slide is not going to be enough for us in most cases. So how we do that is by coming to this home tab we have over here, the section slides, and here we have plenty of different options. The first is this new slide button, which we can click on, and as you see, we get a new slide. I can click again, we get a new slide. Again, and as you see, this is how I can add new slides to my project. But this doesn't end here. As you see, we got plenty of slides which look exactly the same. They all have this title and all have this text over here. But the first one used to look different. It was like this, but the other ones are like this. These are actually all called slide types, and we have plenty of them actually. You can always come and click this toggle in order to open this drop down up, and as you see, we have plenty of different styles of slides which we can use for different purposes. We have title slide, we have title and content, section header, to content, comparison, title only, blank, content with caption, picture with caption. The number of these styles we have over here is very dependent on the theme that you have chosen or the preset that you have chosen to edit. So when we were in this new tab, if you remember over here, as I said, we have multiple of these different themes over here which we can use from. And as I said, if you have appropriate internet connection, you probably are seeing all of them. You can load from them and use them over here. And if you're using a different theme or different template, you are most likely to see more or less of these styles depending to that template that you are using. We also have this layout, which is about changing the style to the current slide. We have reset, and we can add section. So sections are about categorizing our slides. As you see over here, I added one, for example. You can always select a slide and add a section and name it something. Like, for example, I say chapter 3, for example, and like this, we can organize our slides into slide sections. In order to change the position, because in our presentations, the order to the slides are very, very important. And in order to change that order, all you need to do is that you just need to click and drag the slide that you need to change the order of, and drag it. And by dragging and dropping it, as you see, you can change the order to your slides just like that. You also can delete a slide by right-clicking on it and clicking delete slide. We get plenty of other options like duplicate slide or new slide over here as well. You also can always come to sections, right-click on section names, and by clicking remove section, you will be able to remove the section, You can rename it over here. We can move section down or up. And as you see, we have remove section and slides, or we have remove all sections, which will do something like it just did. So this is what we have with slides. Inside the slides, we get to add plenty of different presentation methods and plenty of different assets, which are all controllable. The first one is probably text. As you see, we have add title over here. So I want to add a title over here. I say the Takeoff College, for example. So as you see, by clicking and typing inside these what we call text boxes, we can add and manage those texts that we have in PowerPoint. But unlike Microsoft Word or same softwares, as you see, we cannot just click anywhere we want and start typing. This does not allow us to do that. We just need to do that inside these boxes that we got and are specially for texts. These boxes are called text boxes, and you can always add them to your project, add as many as you want by coming to this drawing part, opening this thing up, or going to insert and click text box. And as you see, you can always click and drag and add new ones. And as you see, add your texts as easy as that. These are what we call text boxes and are very, very important essential parts to the software. We also can add a subtitle over here. So I say www.thetakeoffcollege.com. So this is what we got over here. We can manage our text just how we can do with Microsoft Word or something like that. We can manage it, we can style it, we can format it, and all will happen by at first selecting the text that we are going to make changes on. So this is the first step to making any change, which is selection. So you select the part of the text that you are willing to change. And from this font section inside the Home tab, as you see, we get plenty of different formatting options, and we get to make many changes over here. We have font family, which as always, we can open the drop down up and choose the font that we are going to use. We have font size, as you see, which we can choose from. We also can customize it, so we can type any kind of number we want over here and press enter, or use these two buttons in order to increase or decrease the font size of our text. We also can make any part of our text bold. We can make any part of our text italic. We can underline any part that we want. We can add shadow to any part that we want. For example, I say this Takeoff college. We can click on this item and add shadow to it. We can strike through it, so make a line over our text just like that. We can control letter spacing, which is again about design and provides us with multiple different plans and options, as you see, about the space between our letters. We can always come here and manage the case to our text, so we have plenty of different options. We can capitalize the first letter to every sentence of us. We can use lowercase, so all of our letters will be small. We can use uppercase, so all of our letters will be capitalized. We can capitalize each word, or we can toggle case, which is again a funny option that PowerPoint provides us. We can change the color to our text every time and always. We have access to this color swatch that we have over here, so you can choose between the colors that it provides you with. We can highlight, so all we need to do is that we need to select the part that we want and click on this text highlight color option. We also can open it up and choose from the colors of different highlighters that it provides us with. And at last, we have this clear all formatting option, which is about clearing and setting back to default all these settings that we had over here. So if we changed a font size, a font family, a color, a letter spacing or anything like that, by clicking clear all formatting, as you see, the text will be back to default. All the settings will be back to default, and this is what we will get. In continuing to what we have for text formatting inside Microsoft PowerPoint, we also have the paragraph section that we used to have inside Microsoft Word here as well. So the first option we get here is the text alignment. So in Microsoft Word, if you remember, the alignment used to happen due to the sizing and all full width lines of our document, which used to take the entire width of the paper or anything. But here, this alignment is alignment inside the text box that we have got. So as you see, if I align it to right, this will stick to the right of the text box that I have over here. It can be left or, anything. We also can add lists here as well. So I can draw another text box over here, for example, and say list item 1, list item 2, list item 3, list item 4. And as you see, all I need to do is that I need to select my list and come here and click these bullets or click these numbers in order to make either a bullet list or a numbered list inside PowerPoint. As you see, we get these drop downs that allow us to choose from the different styles and options we get for our lists and their looks. We also have this for numbers, for ordered lists, which can be either in numbers or letters or, Roman numbers, and all the formatting that we have over here. We also can create nested lists as well. So all we need to do is that we need to press tab in order to go one step ahead. So this is one step ahead. Again, I can press tab, and this is 2 steps ahead. And we can continue that to infinity, as you see. This is what we have here in paragraph. We also have line height, which is about our text boxes as well. And we can control this to make whatever we want out of it. We also have text direction, which can either be left to right or right to left, which is about the language that you are typing in and is completely different with the alignment option. So alignment is about the looks and the appearance, but text direction is about more kind of foundation things and stuff. So you may be typing in English, but you want to type and your text stick to the right edge of your text box. So all you can do is that you can use left to right, but align to right, as you see. But if you're writing or typing or whatever you may call it in a right to left language, something like Arabic or Farsi, you can use this right to left text direction option we have over here. We also have text direction, which is about, as the name says, the direction to our text. So it can be horizontal, it can be rotated, or it can be stacked, which is also a cool style for itself. We have aligned text, which is about the alignment that we have due to our text box that we got. So as you see, for example, here, this title has sticked to the bottom, but this subtitle has sticked to the top. So we can control them, we can manipulate them and change them from here. I can say, I want you to stick to top, I want you to stick to the bottom. And this is how we can change things, as you see. So this is aligned text. We also have convert to SmartArt, which we can use for our texts. If you have been through the Microsoft Word course, you are familiar with SmartArts and what they are. And this is where we can convert our selected text into a SmartArt. As easy as that. The next 2 important sections that we have are clipboard and editing. So we start with editing. Inside editing, it's all about finding and changing some kind of a text that we have inside our presentation. So for example, let's imagine that I come to slide 3 and again say the Takeoff college, and come to the slide 5 and again say this is still the Takeoff college. And now we have plenty of Takeoff college over here. First, I can use find in order to find whatever specific word or phrase that I'm looking for. So I can say Takeoff, for example. And if I say find next, as you see, this will take me through the places that I have this word or this kind of phrase inside, and it will select them for me. So as you see, I can click find next and it will bring me here, find next, and I'll be brought to slide 3, find next, and I'll be brought to slide 5, find next. That was the last match we found. As you see, if we search for something that doesn't exist, for example, I say BMW, and I click find next, as you see, it says we couldn't find what you were looking for. So it does not exist among your presentation. You also can use these options that we have over here. So you say match case. So let me show you something. For example, I say Takeoff, and as you see, this is showing me this, which the T is small, but I used a capital T over here. If I check the match case, and again I click find next, this was the last one. So again, I say Takeoff. As you see, I'm here. If I click find next, it will skip the small T Takeoff because I chose match text. By keeping this match case selected and checked, and if I change my T here into a small t and I click find next, as you see, it finds this for me, find next, and says that was the last match we found because I left the match case checked. That's it. We also have replace, so it's about changing something. So how it works is basically just like how find works, but here we have an extra task which is about replacing the certain word that we are looking for with something. So I say this is the replace. So I click replace all, okay, and as you see, the Takeoff college has now turned into the replace college, as you see. This is still the replace college, just like that. So we can change it back to how it was, again, by finding replaces and replacing replaces with Takeoff. Replace all, and as you see, PowerPoint searched your presentation and made 4 replacements, okay? And this is what we have got. This was the editing section. The next section we have is Clipboard, which is again very important. Clipboard provides us with the 3 main commands we have: cut, copy, and paste, and also the format painter. So let's get started with cut, copy, and paste. Cut is about cutting, a part of your text, or it can be not just text, but anything you have inside PowerPoint. It can be a video, an audio, an image, a shape, a table, a chart. We'll learn to add all of them as we go further. But it can be anything that you cut and you paste somewhere else. You also can copy, so make a clone of whatever it is and paste it somewhere else. So let's do it with this whole thing. So I want to cut it, and I come to slide 2, and here we get multiple pasting options. Use destination theme, which will do what you see with it. We can use replace and keep source formatting. So as you see, the font family, font size, and everything will be kept. We have picture, which is specifically for images, and we have keep text only, which will not do any formatting tasks or something, will provide us only with the pure text that we copied. So these are the options that we have got. I come back here and paste it where I cut it from. We also have copy, which is the same story. And again, we have all those pasting options. We also can access these commands by right-clicking. And as you see, we have paste options and cut and copy over here. We also can use the shortcuts to them. So for cut, it is Control X. For copy, it is Control C. And for paste, it is Control V. We also have Format Painter, which is a very interesting one. The Format Painter is about copying all the formattings of a text and applying all the changes that we have made to a certain text to another one. So how it works is that, let me, for example, change this font family. And as you see, this is what we have. For example, I want to apply the font family and the font size and everything of this text to another part of my text. So how I do that is basically by first selecting this text that I want to copy the style from. Afterwards, I can come here and select Format Painter and then select my destination text, and as you see, all the formatting will be applied, and now I can change them easily over here. So this is also Format Painter and how it works in Microsoft PowerPoint. After all these settings and explanations, we are done with the Home tab, and now is when we navigate to the Insert tab in order to get onto what we have over here. So we get plenty of different presentation options and different kinds of visuals that we can add inside our presentation here in Insert. And Insert is a very important tab over here. Let me get onto a different slide of mine, and now I come here and, for example, I start with table. With table, as the name says, we can add tables to our presentation from Insert tab and the table option. And here we have a visual selector of the cells, of the arrangement of them, of the numbers of them, and how I want them to be. So I can click wherever I want to stop, as you see. And this is how I can get a table for myself. I also can click Draw Table, and by the tool that it gives me, I can, as easy as you see, draw something. I can also use it to add lines and different cells to it, as you see. Very easy. And I can continue drawing until I get what I'm exactly seeking. So these are multiple options. Whenever it comes to adding a new table here, we also can click Insert Table, and by doing that, we will be able to specify the exact number of our columns and rows, which have a maximum limit of 75 for each one. So I say, for example, I want 3 columns and 4 rows, and I click OK, and this is what we got, as you see. So whenever and wherever we are adding a table, the table design comes with it. So these two tabs, as you see, are added whenever we are selecting a table. And these two tabs are Table Design and Table Layout. The first one is Table Design, which is about the looks and the design of our table, as it says. We have multiple styling options and color options over here, as you see, for our table. We can control that manually from here. So we have shading, which is about the background colors or something. If we are in a specific cell, as you see, this will only change the background color to that specific cell that we are inside. But if we select the entire table, the shading will be applied to the entire table. We have borders, which we can set up and work with. We have effects, which can be applied to our table in order to make it look exactly like we want. And we have styling options for the text inside the table over here as well. So how we add values and out content to our table, I think that's very understandable, and nothing you've been stalking in or something, you know. You just come here, click wherever you want, and add your text just like that, you know. This is how we work with tables. This is how we add values to them. As easy as that. We also have table layout here as an extra tab. It provides us with plenty of important settings. We have cell margins, addable and applicable. We have text direction. We have alignment, different types of alignments over here. So we have either vertical or horizontal alignment. We can set them all through here. We can set the language to our table, so it can either be right to left or left to right, the direction I mean, you know. We have insert column right, insert column left, insert below, insert above, delete, which provides us with different deleting options, as you see. And this is basically what we got when it comes to tables in Microsoft PowerPoint. The next insertable visual that I want to talk about is pictures, which is easily doable from the Insert tab. And this Pictures option, it can either be from this device or the stock images that Microsoft provides us with, or it can be an online picture, which you can copy the URL to and paste the URL here and get your image loaded inside your presentation. So I click this device, for example, and as you see, the insert picture window will be opened for me. I can choose wherever my image is located in. I can find it within this window. I can choose it and click insert. And as you see, this will be inserted. So we have this picture format tab added over here. First, it says text, alt text, a blue water next to a beach. So it is trying to add alt texts to it by default. We'll talk about what these alt texts are, but I approve it, whatever. Okay, back to where we were. So whenever you add a picture to your presentation, whenever you select it, as you see, this extra tab will be visible over here. It provides us with different kinds of settings we have for images particularly. It can either be remove background, which is about removing a part of the text based on colors and everything. With this mark areas to keep, you can click and drag in order to select the areas you want to keep, you know, and mark areas to remove will remove your selections. And after all, by clicking keep changes, as you see, the changes will be applied, or you can always discard all changes, as you see over here. We also have corrections, which is about lighting and brightness and contrast. You can choose from the available options in order to reach what you are exactly seeking for. We also have color, which is about applying a certain color to your image. which is basically a thing for itself, as you see. More variations are available as well, so you can select a color and the color will be applied to your text. We also have artistic effects that Microsoft PowerPoint provides us with. We can choose between them in order to get the best style and the best design possible for us. We also have transparency, which is about the opacity of our image, which is controllable from here. And we have picture styles. We have preset styles that we can choose for our pictures to make them look like that. We also can control all of these particular values manually over here. So we have picture border, we have the color, we have the weight over here, we have the style of the picture border. We have picture effects, which are available in presets, shadows, reflections, glows, soft edges, and bevel, and 3D rotations as well. We also have this picture layout, which will convert our picture to a smart object, just like what we could do with the titles and texts in the first slide, if you remember. So a very, very important concept inside Microsoft PowerPoint, we also had this in Microsoft Word, is alt text. So what alt text is basically an explanation to any image or visual item that we have inside our page. It is all about accessibility. So if the image is missing, or if the image is not loaded completely, fully, or something like that, we will have a text appearing instead of it, which will include and contain an explanation to what the image was, and we will not be missing any information, hopefully. So this is what alt text does, and by clicking it over here in this opened window, you can add an alt text into every visual you have among your project. Yes, the next thing we have over here is rotation, which is also happenable via this handle we have over here. So we can rotate either from here or from the options we get from here. We also can resize our image in case you didn't know that. We have these handles that will do this for us. And we also have crop, which is important as well. So it basically allows us to crop any part of the image that we do not want or need. So this is it with images in Microsoft PowerPoint. The next visual I want to talk about and I want to add is screenshots. So what it basically does is that it allows us to clip a part of our screen, of those opened windows that we have inside our computer, and you may need it. You may have specific presentations that you need screenshots from your computer, so it will be a good option. And how it works is basically, how an image works. So it will take this screenshot and provide you with an image which can be applied and set up with all the options that we had for any other kind of an image, So I delete it by selecting it and pressing delete from my keyboard. The next visual we have here is shapes. So how shapes work is basically we open this drop down up, we choose from all these options we are given. Let me first navigate to another slide of mine. So now I first need to select my shape. So I want this shape, for example. Then by clicking and dragging, as you see, I will be able to have that shape and implement it or insert it inside my project. As you see, we have an extra tab opened here as well called Shape Format. This shape format will allow me and provide me with different settings we have for these shapes. First one is shape styles, which come in different colors and in different styles, which are all preset and we can choose from. We also have manual settings for that. So we have shape fill, we have shape outline, the color, the weight and everything. And we have shape effects as well. So I use this 3D rotation kind of thing, We have alt text here as well. So it's what I just explained about it. We also have word art styles, which are all about the text inside the shape. How it works is basically we right click on a shape, we click edit text, and we can add a text here. So this is my shape text. And as you see, all the designs and all those styles and effects will be applied to the text as well. So I can come to home always and control the text inside of it, the font family, the font size, the color and everything. And I also can provide this text with different styles and presets we have over here from shape format, word art styles. Or these settings I've got, text fill, text outline, and text effects, which are all available to my text particularly. The next insertable that I wanted to talk about is icons, which you can click on the option from the Insert tab. And as you see, the stock images window will be opened up. And we have icons over here. So you can search inside them. For example, I want an icon for graduation, Okay, education, none here. Well, let's say I want a pen. Search didn't match any content. Please try another term. Okay, whatever. Let's choose from here, actually. I choose this brush, for example. I click insert. And as you see, this is how I can get an icon, as easy as that. So you have graphics format, which is about its color and everything. And I can change its size just like that and use it inside my project as an icon. We also have 3D models, which is a very interesting newly added option to Microsoft Office. 3D models provides us with plenty of these elements that we have and we can use. We have plenty of categories, and in each category we have plenty of options. So how these 3D models work is that we can rotate them, we can go through them, we can see them from any perspective or view that we want, and we can use them inside our presentations. They are actually very luxury and cool looking in many terms and in many possibilities. So all you need to do is that you need to click insert, and as I did, you can wait for it to be inserted. And now we have sizing options just like we have for any other kind of visual element in PowerPoint. We have this toggle over here which we can use in order to rotate 3D, so we can go through the object we have completely, just like that, as easy as that. And that's what we have, you know. We can rotate it. We also have preset angles and views that we can choose from. And after all, place it where we want and use it inside our project. Just like that. We also have charts. So how we insert charts. Beforehand, a lot of people ask me about the difference between SmartArts and charts in Microsoft PowerPoint. I have explained that inside our Microsoft Word course completely before, but I want to do that again right here, just in case you have not watched that course. So the actual difference between a chart and a SmartArt is that chart for showcasing data, which is in number, so numeric data, you know, some kind of a statistic or something, while SmartArts are more about explaining a concept or showcasing a concept, which is not in numbers, you know, but in words or something like that. So whichever of these two that you choose, you just need to click on that. So let's start with SmartArts. So I click on it, and as you see, we get plenty of different styles we have for a SmartArt graphic. We can choose from them and click OK, and this is what we get. We get a SmartArt design tab opened over here. We can select from the styles it provides us with and change the color from here. And here is where we can add the values and the items that we want to our SmartArt. So I can say this is it, this is that, you know, and we can go ahead and actually add all these values in order to achieve what we are seeking inside our SmartArt. The next option we have is a chart, which works basically the same. You just need to first come here and choose from all these styles which of these styles you want, and by pressing OK, you will get your chart over here, and a Microsoft Excel window will be opened, which you can add your data inside. So you can change these, you know, categories. For example, I name it something. I say banana, you know, and as you see, this will be applied directly over here. I say orange, and as you see, this will change as well. I say, for example, kiwi, and the last one is potato, you know. So we also can change these. We also can change these numbers, everything, you know, everything. And after all, we can close this window. We have our charts now. Let me cut it and paste it here. That slide was getting very crowdy. We also can change this title by clicking and selecting it. I can say, this is my chart. We also have chart design tab opened whenever we select our chart, and we can choose from all the preset designs that it provides us with again. We also can change the colors to our chart in order to achieve what we've always wanted. By right clicking, we get edit data, which is also available here in the chart design. We have edit data, which is basically about opening that Microsoft Excel window once again, and you can change the data to your chart through this. So whenever you close it and you want to access it again, all you need to do is that you need to select your chart, come to chart design and click edit data, or right click and click edit data, just like that. The next thing about inserting into Microsoft PowerPoint, so the next insertable thing that we have is videos and audios. In order to do that, so in order to import any kind of media into our PowerPoint presentation, all we need to do is that we need to come to the Insert tab, as always. And here we can see video, so we can open it up. We get three options. We can either add an online video here, or we can use the stock videos that Microsoft provides us with, or we can use this device. So we can choose from the videos that we have inside our computer. For example, I have this video prepared, which is a piano of the Vienna song. I just choose the video that I want to insert in my computer throughout this insert video window. And after choosing it, by clicking insert, it will be inserted. Video from selected file. Verify that the necessary 64-bit codec for this media format is installed, and then try again. Okay, it's not edible, but well, let's try the stock videos instead. Let's see what this has to offer. For example, I want this one. Click insert and wait until this is downloaded. So as you see, this is what we get. This is how a video is inserted, and we have these play buttons, we have this toolbar, and we have all the controls of a complete player. We can change the size of this video, we can change its location, and place it wherever we want it to be. Whenever we have a video inserted inside our presentation, by selecting it, as you see, the video format tab will be opened and will be shown over here. So by clicking on it, it will be opened up. As you see, we have video styles, which again are presets that are also applicable to videos here. We can change the video shape of us to whatever shape we want, as you see. We can change the video border settings, the color of it, the weight of it, as you see, the style of it, or anything like that. And we also can use these video effects that are applicable. All are applicable. The reflection, the shadow, the presets, the glow, the 3D rotation, and anything like that. So these are all about designing the video. We also have correction options about brightness and contrast of the video. We can apply colors as we used to do with images. We can now do that with videos. We can either add or edit the alt text. I've explained what this alt text is about previously, and you probably know that. And we also can reset design if we have made any changes and we want everything to be back to normal. We also have this playback tab, which is very important as well. This is all about how this video is going to perform inside the actual presentation. We can choose how it's started, so we can either click in order to start playing it, or it can be played automatically. So by checking this automatically, as you see, if I change to the presentation mode, the video will just start playing by itself. I don't need to do anything, you know. But if I choose when clicked on, as you see, the video is not played. I can come on it and click in order to start playing it. As easy as that. So I end show, and what else do we have? We have volume settings. We have fade in and fade out applicable. We can add bookmarks, and you can trim our video if we don't want a part of it. We can trim it from the beginning or end, and by clicking OK, all the changes will be applied to our video. We also can insert captions. It's very cool. So we can add SRT files. Those captions will be added to our video. And these are all the plenty of options that Microsoft PowerPoint provides us when it comes to adding videos to our presentations. The next addable is audio. So we can come to the Insert tab, and here we have audio. We can either select an audio from our PC or record one over here. So if I click Record Audio, this window will be opened, and I will be able to do that. Now I want to import one from my PC, for example. So I come find this. This is a song called Thank You. I choose my MP3 file and click Insert. And this is what I have got over here. So I click on play. As you see, we've got this audio over here. We have audio format, which again provides us with different styling options and stuff for this little audio icon we have over here. And in playback, again, we have volume. We have start, so it can either be by click or automatic. So if I change the presentation mode, now as you see, wherever inside my slide that I click, the audio will be started and will be played. I can navigate through it. We also get play across slides, which is about, do we stop it when you go to the next slide, or we keep playing it? So if you check this play across slides, this will be played in the background of our project, and it will be a background song or something like that, you know, and will be played across all these slides that we have. We can use loop until stopped. So whenever the song ends, it will go to the start until our presentation is done, and we're done with our presentation. We can use hide during the show. So there are two presets to all these settings that we have over here, which is no style. That if we click on, as you see, all are set back to default. So no style is the default, basically. That how it works is that we have this icon over here. We can play it and we can navigate through it easily. But we also have the play in background option, which will function like this. So whenever we are in the transition, there's no icon or anything for the audio, but the audio is played automatically and is a sound in the background, you know. So we can have that as well. We also have fade in and fade out over here for our audio, just like we did for our videos. We also can insert captions over here. We can trim our audio, just like how we could with the video part. And we can cut it from the beginning or the end. We can add bookmarks, and that's basically it, you know. This is all the settings that we have got for audios in Microsoft PowerPoint. As you know, Microsoft PowerPoint is mainly about presentation, and presentation is mainly about visuals. So animations are very important when we have all these visuals around. So animations are applicable to everything that we have gone through until now. Either it's a table or a text or an image or a video or a chart or a SmartArt or a shape or a 3D model, anything that it is, animations are applicable to it. And in order to apply an animation to an object, first we need to select that object, and then we need to come to the Animations tab, and here we have plenty of them available. So basically, in Microsoft PowerPoint, we have three main kinds and types of animations overall. So there are entrance animations, there are emphasis animations, and there are exit animations. We also have motion paths, which is probably the fourth one. So we have four kinds of animations. When we use entrance animations, how it works is that the object did not exist, the object was not there, and whenever we click, it will appear, And all the entrance animations are shown in this green color that we have over here. We have plenty of them that we can choose, and as you see, will be previewed on the object that we have selected. We also can come here and click more entrance effects, and the full list of all the entrance animations will be available for us that we can choose and select from there. We also have emphasis, which is basically the object is there, but whenever a click happens, this animation will be applied to the object. It will not be entered or it will not be exited. It will stay there. Just a small animation will be applied to it. So these animations are yellow. And by clicking more emphasis effects, you will access the full list as well. And we also have exit animations, as you see, which are in red and are available here in more exit effects. And the last one is motion paths. So these are very cool ones as well and are available in more motion paths. And they are basically a certain path that the visual that you've selected will go through that path completely in order to make an animation. Just like that. So whatever animation that we choose will work basically like this. So whenever we are in the presentation, for example, I chose an entrance animation for the image, as you saw. So whenever we are in the presentation mode, all I need is a click to appear that object that I've animated, as you see. So we can change this thing. So here in the start part, we can change the start from on click to with previous or after previous. And these will be very important as we have duration and delay over here. And we can work with all these timings in order to make our animations happen automatically and with no click or same thing involved. So these are controllable as well. We have trigger, which is about advanced that triggering options about how and when and by what will the animation be started and all same kind of things. By choosing each animation, we may have different options to that effect or to the animation. For example, this wipe, as you see, has 4 directions and comes in 4 directions that are manageable from here. So you choose the animation here and you see all the options that it provides you with over here in the effects option part. We also have animation pane, which is a very important concept. So imagine having multiple visuals inside a slide. So I add a couple of them. For example, a plus as well. I change its color, and this is what we have got. Yes. So I also provide these with entrance animations, and as you see, this animation pane will be all about the order of those animations happening. So as you saw, I gave animations to all these three visuals. So whenever I'm in the presentation mode, by the first click, only the image will be shown. By the second click, this square will be shown, this rectangle, And by the third click, this plus will be shown. So if I want to change that order, I can always use this animation pane. So we can drag them and change their place. So now I brought this cross or plus, what I call, to the first stage, or to the first level. So if I go to the presentation mode, with the first click, as you see, the plus will be animated, just like that, instead of the image. We also have the durations to those animations visible over here, and are controllable, as you know, from here. So we can decrease the duration to any animation. So now if you see, it will be shown more quickly. The animation is applied fully, but the duration is decreased. And these are all the settings and all the options that we have got for animating different visuals inside Microsoft PowerPoint. The next thing that I wanted to talk about, and a lot of the times is misunderstood with the animation, because they may have conceptual overlaps, but they are two completely different things, is transitions. We have animations and we have transitions. So what is the difference to them? In Microsoft PowerPoint, whenever we want to animate a certain object or a certain visual, what I call, we can go through animations and use animations in order to do that. But transitions are about the entire slide. So transitions are about when we are going from a slide to another. So in order to add transitions to any slide that you're on and you're working on, you can always come to the slide you are in, and in transitions, in the transitions tab, you will be able to see all the different options that we have. The very important point to mention is that whenever you are in a slide, the transition will be applied to the entrance of that slide. So transitions are about the entrance of each slide. So now that I'm here, whatever transition that I choose is about coming from 3 to 4. So it's the entrance of 4, not from 4 to 5. Very important. So in the transitions tab, as you see, none is selected, but I can choose from multiple options that I have here. I have fade. I have push, as you see. I have reveal, And just like what we had in the animations part, we also have effect options here. So we can basically have settings for each transition that we select, if there's any, and we can choose from multiple types of transitions that each of these effects provide us with. So as you see, there's plenty of them. And how it works is basically you come here, you select the one that you want. You select the effect options that you want for that particular transition. You can add sounds over here. As you see, for example, I chose camera. So if I go to the presentation mode, as you see, if I click, as you see, the camera sound was applied and my transition was applied as well. Now I need to click in order to make other parts and other visuals of my presentation visible, as you saw. So the sound we had was for this audio. I want to make it no style and retry the presentation. So now, as you see, the camera sound was played and the the transition was applied, just like you saw. And now we have animations, just like that. So yes, in terms of transitions, we also have duration to each transition, and we have apply to all, which will apply all the settings that you've made to this style to all of the slides that we have inside our project. We also have options on how our transition will occur and will work. So it can either be on mouse click, so whenever we click, we will be headed forward to the next slide, or we can add this after something, we can add this timing to each slide of us. So we will not need to do anything when we are presenting. The timing will do it itself. So each slide will have a certain time or something like that, and will be changed after that time we are talking about. And in this lesson, just like the one that we added to our Microsoft Word course, we are going to go through a couple, we can say more of an advanced kind of things. We are going to go through drawings, and we are going to go through mathematics and mathematical functions in Microsoft PowerPoint. So they're not at all related to each other, but they are, we can say, everything that was left from PowerPoint. And we can say not advanced, but this is an intermediate kind of thing. So it's a little bit different from our essentials lesson. So if you've been through the additional lesson, the second lesson of Microsoft Word Masterclass in the Takeoff College, you're probably aware of everything that you're going to learn in this lesson. So this is a repeating thing for you. But if you want to stick around, I will walk you through this entire part of our Microsoft PowerPoint journey. So we are starting off with the Draw tab in Microsoft PowerPoint. So when do we use Draw tab? There are times that we want to draw things, simply. We want to add some kind of drawings with our mouse, or we even may have some kind of a pen or something that we can use in order to make those drawings. But sometimes we want to make very specific drawings. We want to add up a signature, or we want to explain a concept. So we need to add a new drawing to our project. And this is what PowerPoint, just like Microsoft Word, allows us to do. And all of that happens through the Draw tab in Microsoft PowerPoint. So here, as you see, we have plenty of drawing tools that we are going through right now. The first one that I want to talk about is this pen tool. So this black pen provides us with the ability to click and draw, as you see. And as the name says, it's a very simple pen. So let me say the Takeoff, right? So I can write, I can draw, as you see, as easy as that. And I can also come here and click this thing. So open this up, and I will be able to access the settings of my pen. So this is the pattern that it uses, as you see. Here we have the thickness of my pen, so I can change it over here. I can either increase it, so the size of my pen will be bolder, will be bigger, as you see, or I can decrease it, or I can choose from these presets over here as well. And that's how it works. We also have the color to our pen. So it's very cool. We can either have these simple colors that we have as our preset colors, and we can use them and draw. But we also have the ability to use these beautiful patterns, let's say, and these beautiful textures that we are provided with, and we can use these as well to make our drawing. So I say gold, for example, and if I draw, as you see, it's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? This special kind of style that we can add up to our pen, the pen that we're using. So we also have more colors, and using this colors window will be opened for me. I can choose and try to figure out my end color that I'm looking for over here, if I didn't find that over there. Or I can even use this custom thing, so I can add up hex codes or RGB codes and eventually find my color out of these unlimited kind of, infinity number of colors. I can use these codes to identify the very specific color, for example, my brand color, or something like that, and use the very specific color inside PowerPoint. So this is also able, and this is accessible as well. So that's it. This is all that we have with this pen. Let me set it back to black. So we also have this red pen over here. As I just mentioned in the beginning of this lesson, everything that I'm talking about is exactly what I said and what I mentioned in the Word Masterclass. So if you've been through that, you will be a little bit bored with this lesson, because everything that I'm talking about is what I have mentioned before. But the reason that I'm explaining it all over and explaining all of it again is that a lot of people may only use PowerPoint. So they may come to this very specific course as a resource, as a primary resource. So everything has to exist in this course. And it doesn't matter if I've explained it before in another course, you know what I'm saying, in another concept or context. So, yep. So here we have this red pen, as you see. I have explained it, but I do it again. So what is the difference between these two pens? We have a black pen, as you see, and we have a red pen. And what is the difference? We actually even have a pen galaxy. So we have 3 pens in PowerPoint. They were 2 in Word, if I'm not wrong, and if you remember. But here we have 3. So what is the difference between them? If we open them up, you'll see that all the settings are the same. The thicknesses are the same. The color options are the same. And they are basically the same things. So why do we have all of these? And why are they separated? As I mentioned in the Word course, this is all about accessibility. So we have this pen and we set it to a certain color and everything. And we also have the ability to have 2 other pens that we add up preset settings to each. And then we can switch between these. So we can navigate between our between our pens and between the options that we are given. And that's actually very easy. So if you want to use 3 colors in your drawing, you can set them up beforehand. So I say black, red, and green. And then I can use the black one. Then I can switch to the red one, as easy as that. So I don't need to go ahead and change the settings and everything. And I can click on this and use the green one. So this is all about accessibility, that we have these 3 pens over here. Yes, so these are pens that we have. We also have pencil. So pencil has a little bit of more of a different kind of texture. So if I make it the boldest possible, and if I draw, you'll see that the texture that it has, it's trying its best, the software is trying its best to demonstrate a pencil as good as it can, And as you see, this is having a lot of differences with the pen. And it's true about the pen as well. So when we're using the pen, as you see, in these textures, and when I'm clicking and drawing and, everything, as you see, these lines of me do not have the exact same widths, and do not have the exact same thickness, and it's not consistent because it is trying to make the pen that we're talking about as natural as possible. So as I said, it's trying its best to demonstrate an actual real-world pen. And it's true about the pencil as well. So as you see, we're having this texture difference in the pencil tool, and we have thickness as well, as you see. We have colors as well. We do not have those patterns and those textures like galaxy and gold and everything about pencil, but I think that's understandable because we're having a pencil, obviously. So you also have this more colors available for our pencils, and this is again another drawing tool that we can use inside Microsoft PowerPoint. So the next tool that we have in this Draw tab in our PowerPoint is this highlighter. So if I choose it and if I click and drag, you'll see that I'll be able to highlight things just like that, as easy as that. I can open this thing up, and again we have a thickness, as you see in its settings. I can change it. We have colors, and as you see, these colors are very appropriate for the usage. So these are more of highlighter colors. You're probably familiar with all of them when it comes to highlighters. And as you see, it's very beautiful, It's trying its best again to demonstrate a real world highlighter. And that's very beautiful. So you can use this one as well. We also have more colors over here, as you see. And we can use this window to access even more colors as well. And let me set it back to yellow. This is our highlighter. And after all, we have selection tools and we have eraser. So let me start with eraser. Eraser, again, as you see, has a couple settings. It has point eraser, segment eraser, and stroke eraser. So these are the types of the eraser tool that we can use. And by clicking and drawing, as you see, the eraser will work just like this. So as you see, if I click, it will remove an entire of the exact line, like, like there's a line that I've created and everything is connected to each other. And then if I click, it will remove the entire of it. So I can use point eraser. It will be different. As you see, I can remove a part of my line, for example, just like that. Very beautiful. And we also have segment eraser, which will, as you see, try to remove a segment. So it recognizes all those points of intersection and interaction, and will try to detect the segment and then remove that segment. So these are the eraser types that we're having, and this is the eraser tool that we can use, as easy as that. And the size, the thickness I mean, is only available for the point eraser, as you see. And it's changeable, so we can make it bigger and bigger, as you see, or smaller and smaller. So that's it. We also have selection tools. We have two of them actually. We have lasso select and we have the actual selection tool. So as you see, these drawings that we make create all these selectable parts, and we can move them, we can resize them, and we can do all of these things using this select tool. But we also can use lasso selection for selecting a large portion of them. So if I want to select all of them, for example, I can easily use this lasso selection and then create my changes on them. So I can, for example, press delete on my keyboard and they will be removed, as easy as that. And this is all with the select tool and with the lasso select tool in Draw tab. The next part is the ruler. So it's very cool again. Let me show you how it works. So we're having an actual ruler. I can move it, as you see, and no matter what I'm using, so it can be a pen, it can be a pencil, a highlighter, when I try to stick my line to this ruler, it actually will, as you see. So if I click anywhere near this ruler, and if I drag, you see that the ruler will work, like an actual ruler. So it's very cool. I do actually love this draw part of Microsoft Office. I really do, because it's very professional, I believe. So you also can use the scroll button on your mouse, and you can scroll, and then the ruler, as you see, will rotate around, and you can play with these angles, and you can move the ruler as well. And this is also usable. So the ruler works like this in PowerPoint, and it's a very cool tool again. I do really like it. Yes, so let me disable the ruler and remove all of these, and let's head over to the second part of this lesson that we're in, which is insertable equations. So in this insert tab, we have plenty of abilities. Beforehand, let me start typing over here. So I say the Takeoff College entrance fee is, let's say, $4,990, right? Yes. So I'm having this. How did I add up this $sign over here? By pressing Shift and number 4 on my keyboard. So Shift and 4 will create me a $sign on the keyboard that I have. And it's actually very common. So if you've seen, in most keyboards, in an international aspect, in most keyboards that we have, we do have the $sign available. But a lot of the times we want to add up the signs of other currencies inside our project, and that can be very challenging to us, but I'm going to go through them right now. So the first one is pound sign, the British pound, I mean. So you're having this text over here, but instead of this $sign, you want to have the pound sign. So it's 4,990 British pounds instead of dollars. In order to do that, first you need to put your cursor inside the text so you can type, but you don't type. Then you come to insert, and in symbols, if you click symbol, you'll be able to access this big kind of symbols library, and all of them are available to you. So over here, we have recently used symbols. And as you see, I can find British pound over here. But if you didn't, you can easily search for it. So you can look here until you find the sign that you're looking for. And for example, I click here and click insert. And then the British pound will be inserted over here, just like that. There's also a character code that you can actually add over here. So let's say you want this British pound and you use it a lot. We don't have search here, as you see, but we have this code that you can memorize. So for British pound, it's 00A3. 00A3. It's 00A3. So if I remember that, and whenever I come to this symbol and open up this window, I can use 00A3. So I'm here. I say 00A3. And then the British pound will be found for me, as you see. So that's how we can add this sign to our PowerPoint project. We also have euro. So let's say we're having this British pound sign, but we don't want that. It's 4,990 euros. So in order to add euros, we do the same. Basically, we come to insert, symbol, and then we look for euro. So as you see, I'm having it over here, but if you did not find it, you can add the character code, which is 20 AC for the euro sign. It's 20 AC. So wherever you are in this big library of symbols, if you click here and say 20 AC, as you see, the euro sign will be found as easy as that and as fast as that for you. And then you can click insert and click close, and the euro sign is added to your PowerPoint presentation as easy as that. So we also have yen, which is very popular. Let's say that it's not in euros, it's in yens. That's actually the same thing and the same process. So in order to add the yen sign in PowerPoint, you come to insert again, and in symbol, you open this up. And as you see, I'm having yen over here, but you may not find it. So you're stuck in this very big library that we're having. And you can click here in the character code and search for 00A5. And that's the code for yen. So again, I say 00A5. As you see, yen is found as easy as that. And by clicking insert, it will be added to our project. So you may also be using the digital currencies, right? For example, the let's say most popular one is Bitcoin, right? So you want to add the Bitcoin sign in your PowerPoint presentation. Again, that's easy. So the process is like you come to insert, symbol, and then you need to be looking for the Bitcoin sign. So this is all that we have with these symbols, but this doesn't end here. We also have other signs that are used often that we can access using this symbol button. So we have this copyright sign, as you see, right? We have the registered sign, which I'm looking for, but they are honestly pretty hard to find, right? But as you see, we have plenty of options over here. So if you're searching for a very specific thing, it's very unlikely that you cannot find it in this huge symbols section that we have. So yes, go through it, try to explore it and try to get familiar with it, because it's a very useful option in the Insert tab of our Microsoft PowerPoint. The next thing, and the last thing that we want to go through in this mini lesson, we can say, is mathematics in Microsoft PowerPoint. So that's a very, very used, in many cases, term and a very used kind of usage that the software provides us with, and it is about equations. So I'm having this text box and opening this equation up. As you see, I'm having plenty of options. I want to say insert new equation, and then as you see, my text box is converted to an equation text box. So over here I have plenty of abilities and I can do many things. For example, I can add fractions over here. So I went to insert, I selected my text box, I converted it to an equation, and then in this equation tab I can add a fraction. So I can click this and a fraction will be added to my project, as easy as that. I can add scripts. So as you see, I can use all of these subscript, superscript kind of formatting options that we had, if you remember. We also have them in this equation tab, and we can use them for our mathematical, we can say, goals that we have. We also have radicals, so they are available in this equation tab as well. How did I access it? I remind you, I went to insert and equation, insert equation. So I can add radicals, as you see, and radical with degree is available over here. I can add up a degree here, and I can add up a number, for example, over here. Yes, we have integrals, as you see. So we have plenty of options for this very specific thing, mathematical thing. We have brackets, we have limits and logs, and through this part we can add them here as well. We have operators, and after all we have matrices, so we can add up a matrix, right? And they are all available. So as you see, as easy as that, I can add up a matrix, for example, to my project, right? And these equations are a very good friend of people that have the usage of it and use it a lot, like mathematical teachers or physics teachers that want to present things, or even students of that field that want to present these equations can use this part of Microsoft PowerPoint as well. And as you see, we also have plenty of signs, mathematical signs over here. We have plus, we have minus, we have plenty of things. We have less than or equal, or we have more than or equal, right? We have multiply, multiplication, we have division, and all of these signs. We have infinity, right? We have plus, minus, and all of these signs are available in this equation tab of Microsoft PowerPoint. And that's basically all. So this equations thing was actually a question which came to me in Discord. So if you've not joined, let me explain that to you. We have weekly calls. We have a Discord server, which is a part of this purchase that you've made, and a big part of it actually in the Takeoff College. So we have weekly calls in that Discord server. You can talk to me directly, and you can ask your questions directly from me. If you've not joined, in all of these lessons that you see, bottom of them, we have a banner which has a private link which is only and only dedicated to you, no more. And by clicking that banner, you'll be able to join that Discord server, and that's a lifetime support for you. So over there, you can interact with other people of this community that we're in, of the Takeoff College. You can have calls with your kind of people in the same major as you are. You can meet new people. You can meet me. You can ask your questions directly. We can chat, and all of them options are available to you using our Discord server, which is a private, secure one, and is not for everyone actually. Is only for the Takeoff College students. And this equations thing was a question that came to me over there, and that made me to record these new lessons for you in both Microsoft Word and PowerPoint in order to go through these math equations that we have. And we also covered draw. So after all, it was such a pleasure to be with you in this mini lesson, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you can use it in your projects, and stay tuned, stay hyped for the next lessons that are going to be added in the near future, and take care of yourselves. That's it. Now, I believe after all that we've discussed in this lesson, my belief is that you are completely familiar with Microsoft PowerPoint. In this stage, we come to two different and important subjects that I want to go through. The first one is how we can save all this that we have done. So for saving, we can always come to File and Save As. And by clicking Browse, we will be able to save our document to our computer. As you see, we get plenty of types over here. The most important ones are PowerPoint Presentation, PowerPoint Show, and PDF. So let's try all of them one by one. Let me start with PowerPoint Presentation. So I say the Takeoff college.pptx and I click Save. And now my project is saved over there. I also come to File, click Save As, Browse, and now this time choose PDF and click Save. It may take some time, as you see, and as it did right now. And the last option here, the last type that I wanted to talk about is PowerPoint Show. So I try all three of them. Okay, so the first option, as you saw, was PowerPoint Show. Let me see. Sorry, PowerPoint Presentation, so PPTX. How this PPTX work is that this is what we just created. So whenever that we find this file of us and double click on it, as you see, the presentation will be opened inside our PowerPoint, and we can continue editing and continue contributing our work onto our presentation. So this is how we can save all the work that we've done and have access to it anytime that we want further. So this was the first option. What was it? PowerPoint Presentation, the default one, right? We also had PowerPoint Show, if you remember what we just selected. So it was PowerPoint Show or PowerPoint Slideshow, which comes in the format PPSX. So this is for a direct jump to the presentation mode. So if you remember, we used to have this project of us over here, and by clicking on this particular icon, we could navigate to the presentation mode, sorry. But with this kind of format with PPSX that we have over here, we can double click, open the file, and jump directly to the presentation mode. Let me close this again. As you see, it will jump directly to the presentation mode, and we can go through the presentation we created completely, just like that. I right click and show. And the last one was PDF, which is again a format of keeping information. PDF, as you see, doesn't come with many of the features, like we cannot have audios in our PDF, we cannot have videos in our PDF, but PDF will keep our data the safest that it could be. So it will keep our data, keep the formatting, nothing will be changed, and we can easily take it and go to any other devices and present it over there, you know, and nothing will be changed. But again, there comes many disadvantages to PDF. For example, we don't have the transitions, we don't have the animations, we don't have the media like audio and video and things like that. But it also is an option and may be used and needed in many cases. After all, the last thing that I wanted to talk about is the presentation mode, which is about when you have created your project and now you are presenting it in the show or the meeting or whatever you prepared your project for. So in the presentation mode, we have plenty of different options. First, we have next slide and previous slide over here. So we have these two buttons. Whenever that an action has happened, for example, this transition, or by accident you clicked and this animation happened when it should not have been happened. In order to go back, you can use this back arrow and you will be able to go back all this process that you have come and all this path that you have come. So these two buttons are available for next and previous slide. We also have this pen, which or whatever it is, I think it's a brush or something. It will provide us with a laser pointer, which is this cursor, this cool cursor that we get. It won't do anything special, but it will just look like this, You can't draw with it or something like that. But the only thing about the laser pointer is that whenever you click, nothing will be changed. So if you click with your mouse, you will not be forwarded to the next slide or anything like that. So it will stop you from that. And you will be able to do that by these two buttons, Whenever you want to keep yourself from making such mistakes or making mistaken clicks or something like that, you can choose this laser pointer while presenting, and it will provide you with that. It will save you. We also have pen, which is about drawing, as the name says. We can set the color to our pen and we can change it all the time. We have highlighter, which works just like a real highlighter does. We have eraser, and we have erase all ink on slide. So by clicking on this, everything will be removed, everything that we just draw or something like that, What else do we have? We have the option to zoom in and navigate through a certain slide by this button that we have over here. This button, I mean. And we also get these three dots, three circles, that provide us with different options. For example, we can go to an empty screen if we want to add further explanations and want to, for example, draw or write something over here. We can always come and choose this white or black screen. We can always, again, unwhite or unblack it in order to go back to where we were. And at the end, we have end show, which is about ending the presentation we have and getting back to how we used to be. So that's it. I think right now you are a pretty professional with the Microsoft PowerPoint. You know all the tools, you know everything about it. But now the point about you is that you do not have enough experience with it. And this is why I included everything in this lesson. And now the further lessons that are going to come up and the further updates of this course are all going to be about projects only. So we are only going to focus on projects. Every lesson is going to provide you with a specific project, and we will continue on a project-oriented basis in order to add to your professional skills. It was such an enthusiasm to be here with you and to have this course with you. I hope you find it helpful and useful, and that's it. Take care.